Yo, welcome back to another episode of KLM University. You know, I try to keep it interesting with the dope guests. Today, we got another special guest. Her name is Lola Kash. She is known for being Atlanta's hood tour guide, right? And she tells you everything that's going on in Atlanta. But not only that, she also has a tea writing business. But we're going to let her talk a little bit more about that. But I want to introduce my homegirl, Lola Kash. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.
What's up?
How you been?
I'm blessed, never stressed.
Hey, so tell the people where you from. But before we do that, I know you had a birthday that just came up, October, 19th?
19th,
Yeah,
yes.
happy belated Libra gang.
Thank you.
Right? My son is 10-10, so yeah.
Okay.
I like Libras now, but happy belated birthday. I'm happy. But tell the people where you from. And
it's your girl, Lola Kash, Big Lola Kash with a K. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, the South Side. If you don't know, now you know.
Mm-hmm. So I know you always lived in Atlanta, but yeah, I know you always lived in Atlanta, but did you ever want to live outside of Atlanta?
Of course. I've been here all my life. I've never lived anywhere else. So of course, I mean, I'm leaning towards Dallas. Like this, I've been looking at Texas, and I think that's gonna be my next movement.
Nah, that's dope because I know you definitely know Atlanta. So I was always interested. Like, did you want to live somewhere outside of Atlanta? But I heard you said Dallas. That's dope. So what made you want to do tours, and what made you get into like being an Atlanta hood tour guide?
I didn't want to do nothing. It's like it chose me. So when TikTok first came about, one of my homegirls was like, you need to get on TikTok. Cause like anybody that know me know I talk shit all day. Like that's what I do. So she was like, you need to get on TikTok, everybody. And I'm like, what I'm gonna talk about, I get on TikTok. Cause that's when everybody was doing skits. And at the time I wasn't doing skits. I wasn't doing comedy and stuff like that. So I'm like, what the hell I'm gonna talk about? So I was like, I'm gonna just start talking about Atlanta. So I did one video, and then by the second video, it just blew up and it went out of there. And actually, I didn't even come up with the name Atlanta Hood Tour Guide. The people came up with their name. So it was just like after that, it was just like they you got to keep them coming, keep it coming. So that's how I got started doing it.
That's dope. And a lot of times people don't know about Atlanta. Did it grow from the people in Atlanta, or did you get more exposure like from the people outside of Atlanta?
Outside Atlanta, people in Atlanta, it was all over. Like I got people in other countries, and I'd be like, well, I didn't even know I was all the way there.
People pop in different places, and then the people that's their hometown finally catches on to them, and then they finally,
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, I get major love in my city, like major love. Since I started it, everybody in the city like stamp everything I say. They be like, yeah, she ain't lying, she knows something. Like everything that I talk about is from my real experience. It's not just from a place of, oh, I think I know or I heard this. Like
so
I jumped out the porch real young, so.
Nah, I feel you. So what's something that people should know about Atlanta that you feel like they don't know about Atlanta?
Stop thinking it's sweet. Stop thinking Atlanta's sweet. People just be thinking you can come down here, go anywhere, and just be cool. Then you calling somebody like, oh, why y'all ain't tell me? You could stop doing that. Mm-hmm. You got to know where you're going. You can't just be going anywhere.
So tell people, what's the areas they supposed to stay out of?
Stay out of Bankhead, stay out of the West End. It's stay out the South Side, Old National. It's a lot of places. The Bluff, that's the West Side.
All right, what's the safe places?
Anything on the outskirts.
Outskirts. You gotta give it to the people because some people are visiting and they don't know what the outskirts look like.
Outskirts, Alpharetta, Kennesaw, McDonough, Henry, Locust Grove, Lithonia. Stay on them sides.
I had somebody come with it. They visited Atlanta and they was like, yeah, I got a nice spot. I forgot they rented some spot on Old National. I was like,
what? A nice spot on Old National?
Well,
yeah, like they ain't know.
No, it wasn't. I ain't mean a nice spot, but it was just like they rented some hotel, but it was cheap. So they're just thinking like, oh, I could find a cheap spot in Atlanta.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Okay.
The South Side has a lot of nice places, but you just gotta know where you going. Like in a lot of these places, you gotta know where you at. Like
I'm on the South
because
Side,
in Atlanta, it could be a nice area and turn to the hood real fast. Like one street over, you in the hood, and people don't know that. Like Boulevard, for prime example, one side of Boulevard is built up. Ponce City Market. You go 3 streets over, and you in the hood.
Ponce is Boulevard?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It runs right into it, so it's like. Couple streets over, you in the hood, you in Crip lands.
That's crazy. So, what would you say is your favorite place to go in Atlanta? Like, if somebody was to come from out of town, they wanted to go party in Atlanta, like, where would you suggest them to go party?
That's
'Cause
kind of
that's the-
hard because
You try to keep them out of the hood, but you want them to be in the mix and to get the real authentic feel of Atlanta. So, like, how would you mix that? I know some places that I would say, but what would you say?
I mean, it's kind of hard because I really don't go out no more. Because I mean, I done been there, did that. But I mean, like, if you want to get a real feel of what Atlanta is, it's all depending on your level of what you can deal with. Because I can tell you, like, if you want to go get a real feel, you got to go to Crucial on a Monday. You got to go to Magic. It's a lot of places, but it's like, what is your? Some people are bougie. Some people are hood bougie. Some people are ghetto. Some people like me. I'm like hood ghetto. Like LaCora, that's too hood for me.
Yeah.
I can't go there.
Yeah, I feel you. So,
Some people be ready to go to shit like that.
yeah, LaCour.
So it's like it's all about your level of what you can deal with.
Let me see. To the mic? My fault. Yeah, how's that? Is that better? How's that better? All right, cool. So let me see. Let me make sure the people can hear me, right? What do you feel about everybody migrating to Atlanta?
I'm tired of y'all.
'Cause a lot of
I ain't
people
gonna lie.
think that.
I'm tired.
It's so many of us.
It's so many of y'all. Y'all messing up the traffic. I can't go down the street. Take me 10 minutes to get to Walmart. It's cool. Y'all come visit, but go home. Like, stop moving here. Like,
But why you think we live? Why you think we moving here?
I don't know. Why are y'all moving here?
Or wherever other places is getting ridiculous, it's getting oversaturated. But now it's starting to get like that in Atlanta too. So
That's what I'm saying. But it's so many other cities that y'all could go to. Why do y'all just want to come to Atlanta?
Black excellence is
It's
in
black
Atlanta.
excellence in so many other cities
No, it's
too.
not.
It
Not
is.
like Atlanta.
Houston, it's black excellence in Houston. Why y'all don't go there? It's bigger.
It's different. You got to see it. You from Atlanta, so it's hard for you to see it. But like just the way Atlanta is designed, like for black.
You know my
businesses and
biggest
stuff
thing
like
that I
it's
hate
good.
about people from other places.
What's that?
They say, "Oh, black excellence." Then y'all get here and y'all complain. So it's like, why y'all do all that? Y'all come here and do all that complaining.
About
Well, I'm not
nobody.
saying you,
Nah,
but I'm
I
just
know.
saying y'all is the outsiders.
I
They
don't hear
get
them-
here and they complain.
What's the complaints about though? What
all kind of stuff?
like what?
Oh, the traffic, the niggas that's too ghetto, the men, the dating scene. I done heard so much.
But
It's
there are
just like
some real
complaint after
complaints
complaints
about
after complaints.
Atlanta that we can complain about. The dating scene is rough, isn't it?
Who told y'all to move here and try to date?
Some people trying to get a fresh start. They want to start their lives over. They're looking for a good man or woman, and they want to find somebody.
Listen, this is coming from the people of Atlanta. We love that y'all love our city, but we need y'all to stay where y'all at.
Listen, that's why the prices is getting high.
Exactly.
Right?
Rent used to be $1,500, $1,200. Now we in the 2,000, 3,000. What?
I had a
It's getting too
two-bedroom for
expensive.
$750 in Smyrna.
And how much is it now? Exactly.
$1,500 probably.
Y'all
So
keep moving here.
I don't think it's people move. I mean, I think they also building more, right, in Atlanta. I mean, of course, it's because people are moving
The
here.
the more y'all move, the more they gotta
no, the
build.
more they build, the more we move.
No, I think it's the opposite. The more they move, the more they build.
Nah. So I mean, I like Atlanta. I feel like it's my second home, and I couldn't see myself living anywhere else now. Honestly, I left New York, and every time I go back home, I'm like, why the fuck? How the hell did I survive there? Like, it's just too many people. Like, so I see the same thing. Like, Atlanta's like 10 years ahead, right? I mean, New York is like 10 years ahead of Atlanta. Like, I would say, you know, based on how fast it is, right? It's not based on the music scene, because y'all guys are number one in the music scene, I really feel. But it's just like the pace and everything. And it's like I seen the same thing that's happening in Atlanta happen in New York. And trust me, like you just said, you want to leave and go to Dallas. Like people gonna start moving to Dallas. People gonna start moving to Texas. And
Well, I'm gonna move there before they get there.
Nah, they gonna tell you to
get
get
my-
out. They like,
I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna be quiet. I ain't gonna be loud.
Nah. So what does it feel like being an entrepreneur? Like, talk about your teeth whitening business. I want you to talk about that.
I feel like being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. I feel like a lot of people jump into being an entrepreneur because they see in these courses on Instagram and everybody making it look easy and seem like, oh, it's for everybody. It's not.
COVID.
If you're not a natural born hustler, I don't think being an entrepreneur, and it's okay because some people have to go to work, because if nobody works, how are we going to have the people that hand us food in the drive-through? How are we going to?
I think that's safe. I think that's true, but I think, like, if you think about it, before money was created and you had milk, I had beans, you needed meat, beans, and I needed milk. We going like this. That's the barter system. Everybody has a skill. Everybody has something that they could use and they could put, get money or resources or something from it. I just think that people sometimes they do things outside the box, right, outside of their comfort zone, and they don't know how to either follow through or know what they're doing, know what kind of industry that they're getting themselves into sometimes. Right?
That's a fact.
To the next level.
But I feel like being an entrepreneur is a mindset. It has to be in your mind. And I feel like if you don't have that drive to wake up every day and be like, okay, ain't nobody cutting me a check, I got to go get it. Like, I'm waiting on the man to write me my check. I got to go get it. If I don't work, I don't eat. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand, like, that's tough. Like, I started my business from the ground up. Like, I invested my own money. I ain't getting no loans or nothing like that. So it's like, if you're not really ready to roll your sleeves up and get in the paint, like, entrepreneurship is hard.
It is hard, but it's also a system, right? And I teach entrepreneurs how to do certain things, like how to build a business, how to even start a business. And I feel like it's a systematic type of situation, like, and it's really systematic. Like, it's really certain things that you could do. You just got to know what kind of field you getting yourself into. A lot of people don't really know what they get themselves into, and then when it gets hard and it gets rocky, they start giving up. Like, you got to really push through. And I think that's what anything, like, anything you want to be. If you go to school, you want to graduate, you got to push through to graduate, like, and you got to finish and complete something. That's the same thing. You got to put the same mindset. I think it's money management sometimes. People don't really manage their money to sustain.
It's money management, and also I feel like you have to find your passion. Dentistry has always been my passion since a child. So it's like when I started my business on my slow days, even though I was frustrated, I didn't really care about taking losses, because it's like I love doing it. I love going to work. Like, I love doing that. So it's like, if it's not something that you love, when you love something, you're not going to be focused on all the negatives and the things that come with it, because you love it so much. It's like, in your head, one day it's gonna work. Like, that's how I think. Like, it's gonna work. It gotta work, because, like,
some people don't think like that because they feel like I love it is supposed to work. Sometimes it's not really like that. Like, I believe, like, you don't know too many entrepreneurs that have one thing going on for themselves, right? Where they're just doing one thing and they're the master at that one thing. It's really hard to have that one thing. So I feel like people start at the wrong place, right? Sometimes you got to start from a position where I would sweep shit for $150 an hour. Like, you know what I mean? Just to bring in something so I could work for myself. Right? And then I'm going to get to the point where I'm a philanthropist. I love giving back to the community. I love doing stuff like that. I want to do that full time, but I know I have to do other things in order to get myself to that. And I think sometimes entrepreneurs, they start in the wrong position sometimes, and then they get defeated when it doesn't just happen, because that's all they put their eggs in that one basket, if that makes sense.
And I also feel like with entrepreneurship, it's so many levels. So it's like, you just really got to find what works for you. Like, I feel like a lot of times you could tell me a million ways will work for you. That don't mean it's going to work for me as well. I feel like you got to learn the basics. Like you said, money management, time management, the basics. But then after that, you have to find what system works for you, because your system ain't gonna work for me, and my system ain't gonna work for you. Exactly.
It varies, and that's what people don't do. They try to mirror somebody else's.
Exactly. Right? That's what I'm saying. You're taking all these courses, and a course can't teach me about me.
Yeah, it could give you advice
the
on
basics.
What you're about to do, right?
That's why I said the basics.
Absolutely, and I agree. Like, it could give you the basics, and then you got to customize it and fit it towards your own life, and you got to push through. Sometimes people are doing too much, and sometimes I get people that I try to help start a cleaning business, and the first thing that they try and do, you know what they do? Try to look for somebody to do the work for them. I'm like, you can start it like that, but then nobody.
Oh no, you got to roll your hands up and get dirty. And
you got to build a culture.
Start it. You got to start from the bottom. Grace said started from the bottom. Now we here.
Your culture, like, one of the best places to work for is Google, right? Like, they say Google is one of the best places. Like, it's a culture that it has. So anybody that works for Google, they're gonna be like, all right, I love working here. I love working here. So you got to build a culture for your business. People just try to give that work out real quick. I'm like, you can't give it out too quick. You got to build a culture. Sometimes it's you building that culture so that way you can start supplying. Johnny Cochran is one of the same people. That O.J. Simpson case set him up for success. Now, anybody, you get a lawyer from Johnny Cochran firm, you like, yo, he got to be nice because Johnny Cochran was the man. So it's really building that culture. But I hope everything's going well with you in that. You didn't give me too much about that, but I know we don't want to talk too much about business, but I want to ask you some more questions because people gave me some questions to ask you. I was just, surprised at how you come through. So I'm happy that you're here. Let me see.
What they want to know about Lo?
Let me see. You sure you want me to ask about that? So relationship status, how's that looking for you? I try not to even tap into that too much because sometimes
I'm taking. My man.
There you go. How's that working out?
My relationship is lovely. It's going. It's a fresh breath of air.
How long has it been?
I'm on a good 7 months, and I know it's new,
Yeah, that
but
butterfly phase is still in effect.
It is. Okay. But I feel like when you are in the dating process, and I think a lot of people don't do that these days, they don't break the walls down in the beginning. And that's something that me and my partner has done from the beginning. We started breaking walls down earlier. We started having uncomfortable conversations, and we get into the nitty gritty in the beginning. That way I'm learning about you, you learning about me. We not hitting each other with no surprises. So I feel like, and a lot of times in relationships, people are not taking their time to learn the person. Like, one thing I can say about my man, like, he constantly dates me every week. Like, he's trying to find out, and he listens. That's how he got me locked in. He listened. Like, when I'm talking, I don't even be thinking he listening half the time, and he just surprised me and all the time. I'm like, hey, you was listening when I said that?
Nah, that's so fire because you're right. A lot of times people don't have those uncomfortable conversations. And I'm like, how do you get to like this and you didn't even have a conversation? You don't know what they do for a living, how much money they got, how's their credit score. I'm like, you got to have
none of that. And see, we done had all them conversations.
You got to know, because you got to see if you're going to have a future with this person. They got their fucked up credit or their finances not in order. Like, how could you build with somebody? It's cool to be attractive, but you can't build a future with somebody. I feel like that's what people do nowadays. Is they just
jump from A to Z. They don't even go in the middle.
Cause you know why Tinder over here lets you click I like you based on how you look.
Facts.
And you don't get to learn a person. So I'm happy that you're in that butterfly phase, but I think you're doing it right because you're actually learning a person a little bit more. I think those are the uncomfortable conversations you have to have, in order to have something real, right? And have something long term. Because if you don't, you're gonna be finding yourself a year later like, why the fuck did I even get into this shit? Like, why am I even doing this? Who is this person, right? You're not learning that person.
Nah. We learn it every day.
Y'all moving in together soon?
Nah.
How long it takes for you to move in?
Moving in. I ain't. When you put a ring on my finger.
I feel you. So she at that point. Nah, is at that point right now. Listen, we don't got no time to waste.
No, I wasn't almost married. In my head, you know, women, we delusional. I was almost married in my head.
What did the delusion look like?
The delusion?
Yeah.
Oh my God. 6-carat ring. He finna get on one knee. Like, delusional. I was almost married, though.
But almost married. So why you feel like you was delusional? Because, like, if somebody asked you to marry you, that means they
ain't nobody asked me to marry. I said that in my head. That's what I'm saying. I was delusional.
So how long was the relationship then, if that's the case?
I don't even want to put that out there. They gonna be like, that girl is crazy.
How long was that relationship?
I don't even want to put that out there. They gonna say that lady is crazy.
Digits? Let's just say double digits. Come on, you talking about you want to have uncomfortable conversations. Look at you.
Woo, man. No, it definitely was not double digits.
Okay, but it was a long time.
No, it was not a long time at all. What? And that's why where I am today, that's why I could be able to give advice about taking your time and knowing a person, because that situation, I rush, moving fast.
Okay, so what's been the longest relationship?
My longest relationship is like, my longest relationship was like half a decade of my life, on and off.
Okay. Do you feel like that shaped how you view relationships now? Or do you
Most definitely. I feel like every relationship that I've been in I've took something and learned moving forward. Like, most definitely.
Mm-hmm. So what do you feel like you bring to the relationships now? Like, what type of woman do you feel like, you say he brings that, he's consistent.
Me, I have always brought.
Like you reciprocate.
I've always came to the table with another table. I've always pushed a table to another table.
Okay, so what does that table look like? Because everybody say the table, but we don't know. Everybody got different things that they put on that table.
My table, me personally, I always, and especially with men, because I grew up in a household with men. So I always sit back and assess what he's already missing. And that's what I'm bringing to the table. Is what he's missing. So just keep it simple on the basic level. I got a man who don't like to clean. I'm coming through, I'm cleaning. Like simple shit, because men are simple and women don't realize that.
Thank you. Finally,
men are
somebody
very
says
simple.
that.
So
Yes.
it's like I'm just a very attentive. Is that a word? Attentive person.
Yes, yes.
So I sit back and I watch everything. Like,
So that's
is he good with his finances? Is he good with cleaning? Is he good with this? Is he good with that? If not, I always have something that I can offer. And even if I don't, I'm willing to learn.
So what do you want? Because that's dope that you want to do it. Some people like he ain't got everything together. So
And that's
they
the
wanna
problem.
leave-
That's the problem where we at today. Everybody wants to come in contact with a person who's already built, who's already there.
So how you know
And that's
what
not
you willing to-
reality.
how you know what you willing to deal with and what you're not willing to deal with? Like what's your deal breakers and what's your
Oh, now, I mean, I know my deal breakers.
nah? But what are those? Because you sound like a person that's willing to work with somebody, but at the same time,
But you have to already have a foundation. Now, I mean, I'm not finna move in a house and there's no foundation at all. Like, I'm not finna just move in
But you just
concrete.
said somebody that's not good with their finances. Let's say somebody's not good with their finances. How bad can they be with their finances in order for you to feel like, you know what? I'm gonna help you get this shit on. They gotta be a millionaire.
Okay.
They just spending their money.
No.
Like-
Okay, let's break it down. Like, say he a trap nigga. Okay,
Okay.
he making bread. Okay, he might be making money every day, but doesn't necessarily mean he know what to do with his money every
Got
day.
you.
He could be making money every day and spending the money every day.
Got you. So at least they gotta be making some type of.
No,
money.
you gotta be making
Thank you.
some
I
money.
appreciate that. Yeah, you
I
gotta
mean, this is reality. Like, this is real life. Like,
some people
nobody's
want them to build with them though. Some people want you to build with them and try to pull them to the top, and they feel like my woman's supposed to be here with me from the ground up, right? And some people
we
have that.
from the ground up, because
Yeah.
guess what? At the end of the day, nobody should be dating if you don't have the basics. Nobody, and that's just how I feel. Nobody should be dating if you don't have the basics. Like,
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass woman. You're a grown ass man. If you don't have a home, a car, some kind of money coming, those are the three bases that you should have as an adult. That's an adult. You don't get a hand clap or woo 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 for that.
I tell men all the time, I'm like, yo, if you think about it, broke niggas shouldn't be looking for sex, right?
Broke women shouldn't be looking for niggas either.
Nah, because you got shit you got to do before you even get to that point where you're looking for a woman. You got to build yourself up and put yourself in a certain position so you could attend or support or whatever, provide, whatever they want
Facts.
to do for a woman. You got to put yourself in that position. And I think also rich niggas don't be looking for pussy because they focus on how to
No, they
their
do.
shit, right?
No, they be looking for it.
Listen, they not looking for nothing that it's a different type of look. But I want to hear your viewpoint on it. What do you think they be looking for? They ain't looking for nobody that
Them the ones who be looking the most.
it depends on how you get your money. I really think it depends on how you get your money.
Listen,
If you get your money quick and fast and
Listen.
easy, it's
this
you
is
work your
coming.
way
This
up,
is coming
it's not
from
gonna-
a woman.
Talk to me. Educate
I
me.
done been in those rooms with what they say the high value men.
Yeah.
They don't care about what a woman brings to the table. They care about that. They say that after they get the pussy, then they holler, "Oh yeah, what she gonna bring?" Da, da, da. But in the beginning, men are chasing looks and pussy. That's
You think so?
I
Once they get their
know.
money, you feel like they
I know.
chasing pussy?
I know. You gotta think about it. A lot of men, and I'm only saying this because I have a lot of homeboys, and I have conversation with them all the time, and they say a lot of men get money so that they can get the females that they want.
But I feel like that's an insecurity, yo.
It could be,
Yo,
but guess what? At the end of the day, we can't speak from a personal level. We have to
Absolutely.
speak from a general level.
Yeah,
In
I got
general,
people that don't-
general,
Yeah.
a lot of men do not just get women. And I thought, in my mind, I thought that too. I thought like, oh, niggas just be getting bitches. I just thought niggas be getting bitches. And okay, you have you have good looking men. They're up here. Good looking men. They just got.
Yes.
They got it. It's like they have money and not have money. Do you have average men? Do you have the socially awkward men that have money? It's levels.
There is different levels.
It's levels. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So a lot of the times, a lot of niggas don't be just getting bitches. They don't.
So they gotta pay for them.
They don't. It's real shit. They don't just be getting bitches.
Damn. You putting me on the game right now because I'm like, it's been a while since I've been in the game. So it's like, I'm watching, like, I thought you just gotta, like, so there's no girls out here that like ambition no more. No, none of that shit no more.
We in 2020, they not ambition. What is that?
Yo,
No.
social media fucks up the game, yo.
Yeah, ambition. What is ambition?
So how can you tell the real from the fake? What's your sign to sniff through
You
the real
have
from
to
the fake?
have, and this, I'm a spiritual person, so you have to have the spirit. You have to have discernment. You just gotta know. Like me, I can feel genuineness. I can discern like who really fuck with me and who really don't. So
But
it's
when
just
you
there's
meet
just gotta be
somebody-
inner thing.
Yes, but when you meet somebody, you know, not even necessarily saying you're dude, but when you meet people, like, how do you know if it's real
I can
or fake?
tell.
I know you could tell, but I mean, because I could tell too a little bit, but like, what is it? I know, and it's hard to explain discernment.
I can't
right?
explain it. It's just like me, I look people dead in their eyes, and the eyes is the key to the soul. So it's just like I can tell everything, like your body language, your eyes. I look dead in your eyes, so I can tell like motherfucker who can't look me in my eyes. I already know you got some other shit going on. Yeah, I can't too much trust you. Like I'm a fuck with you, but I'm be from over there.
Nah. So, do you think this relationship that you're in is gonna be for the long haul? Are you trying to make it for the long haul?
I am. I'm old. I'm getting old. So it's like I don't got too many more jump arounds in me.
I tell people you want to have somebody for the long haul because when you start getting old, you need somebody to drive you to your doctor's appointments. You need somebody to help rub your feet when.
What's
when
a
shit's
little
hurt.
old white man and his white woman? They a little old couple. They get fresh as hell on Instagram. I want to be like them. Like I want to just be old and kicking my flavor. Like
Do you want any more kids?
I do.
Okay. What would you like to have? A girl, or boy?
I want a girl.
So what type of example would you want to be for your little girl? What was it?
I want to be the best example that I could be. I want to be the best version of myself that I could be to my daughter, the best woman that I could be, the best example. Because, and see, like, that's what I be trying to tell you. I could jump from conversation to conversation. Because I feel like with women are not taught how to be a good woman. And I could be wrong, but
Nah, I think you onto something.
I feel like
Preach.
in this life and generation that we're in now, women are taught that the world is yours. Like, even when it comes to boys, like boys are always taught how to treat a woman. A woman is never taught how to treat a man.
Yep.
So it's like I want to be the best version of my daughter that I could be. I want her to know, like, I want you to be able to understand a man.
Yeah.
Because you have to, and I feel like a lot of women don't last with men because you don't understand and you don't take the time to understand the man.
I feel like
and y'all can call me a pick me if y'all want to, but that's y'all
it's
problem.
Not a pick me because you understand the game. Like I tell everybody, it's like dog and cat, right? You ever seen a dog and a cat in the same house? You have seen them in the same space, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see the owner walking the cat with a leash, and you don't see the dog going in the kitty litter. Like the owner understands that it needs its specific needs. Each animal is different, but it can cohabitat and coexist in the same space. It just needs its own specific things. I think if men and women think like that, we'd be able to give each other what we need instead of what we think we
it's
want.
too much independency, I feel like, when it comes to women. And I hate that. I hate I'm like I told you off camera, I am my grandmother's first grandkid. So it's like I was raised like women in my family. It might sound crazy, but they needed men. It wasn't I can take my trash out. I can do all this myself. It wasn't none of that. It was like, I know my role. I tend to the house. I nurture. I take care of the kids. And he go out there. He do everything in life has a position. And I think people don't understand that. I think in this lifetime, women done got so pumped up and we trying to play all the positions. But then we get mad when it ain't working out. Like, we want to be the mama and the daddy, and then be like, oh, these niggas ain't be doing da 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 da. But you want to be both.
I agree. What about the ones that think that they want the traditional man, but they don't want to be a traditional woman?
You can't. If there's no such thing, you have to be a traditional woman to want a traditional man.
They don't want to give the man encouragement. They don't want to do certain things. They don't know how to cook or clean. They don't want to do shit. They expect the men just to provide. They pick what they want from the old history books and say just provide.
But I think that's on both ends of the spectrum. I think men pick what parts of the old school that they want, and the women do the same thing. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if y'all gonna keep bringing up grandma and granddaddy, then live like grandma and granddaddy. If not, then create your own life. Don't keep trying to go back to that because y'all not ready for that.
Nah, I agree.
Like, that shit get deep. Like, my granddaddy had 2 families that he was juggling back and forth. Like, and nobody ever knew until he died. We was like, oh,
he's holding shit down.
Facts.
He held it
so
down
just
like,
like,
he could provide it. If you could make it, you could take care of it, right? You provide
and see, those are uncomfortable conversations that people ain't ready to have. Like, are you willing to, when you say for richer, for poorer, for better, for worse, are you really ready to walk that line for real? Because that's what that means.
Would you do the same thing that grandmama did?
I'm gonna my deal break. I'm gonna go to the moon and back with my man. But the only thing, like, you bring a baby in this house, it's over with. Now that's where I throw my hands up at. Like, disease, baby, we done. Can't do it. Yeah. So what? But anything else, we can work through it.
But granddaddy brought the family. He had another.
That was my granddaddy. I said me. My grandma was strong, but that was a different time though. You know, back then, the women weren't, more accessible to working the jobs that we have. Like, women can go get the bag now. So it's just like.
So if your man fall on hard times, then you feel like you're holding him down while he try to pick himself back up? Yeah, we quiet now.
No, we ain't quiet. So I'm saying, like, he already had the bag and he fell off, or he.
No. He already had the bag and fell. We're going to give you respect. You picked the right one.
Okay.
He already had the bag. He fell off.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But you hold them down.
I'm holding them down.
Some people running with they out.
Nah, I'm holding them down because I'm a realist. Everybody go through shit. Like, even in my relationship now, like, it's so crazy. And I'm going to sit there and say this on camera. I've been in the place where I was fucked up. And the nigga that I'm with now came through and like, I got you. So it's like, who would I be to be?
But would they have to show you that first in order for you to do that?
I'm not gonna lie. Where just because of what I've been through, and that just may be something that I have to work through myself. I'm gonna say yes, because I've been through situations where I put my all into something and I didn't even get 10% back. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna say yes.
It had to be what.
But it could be the smallest thing. It could be the smallest thing. Long as I know that you got me like I got you, then we locked in. I ain't saying like you got to go all the way to the end of the earth. Long as I know, it could be the smallest thing. Like I could be short on the car insurance. He'd be like, baby, here you go. I know you short. There you go. It could be the smallest shit. But to me, there's just like, I know you got me.
So you feel like he came at the right time?
He came at the perfect time.
Because sometimes it happens like that. Like, people be trying to force relationships, but
he came at the perfect time. I wasn't even paying attention. I was really done with it. I was like, I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with it. I'm cool. It came at the perfect time, and honestly, like, I wasn't even on that. And it was crazy because, like, when he came to me, he was like, I ain't gonna come to you so I could come all the way correct. And that's what he told me. And that's what really made me be like, hold on. Send me your number. Because now I need to know what you talk about.
That's dope.
So he already had in his mind, like, how
don't be putting in that type of work like they should. Like, and
that's a
really,
fact.
And really actually
but you know what? He sat back.
Right,
he sat back and watched me. He watched me. He didn't just like, oh, I see you and da, da, da. He seen like, oh, Shawty is a hustler. She got this going on. I can't just come any kind of way. So he did know that.
So how long did it take for you to know that, like, all right, we're gonna actually start this, like, and make it?
I ain't gonna lie. The first day we went on, I was trying to play it cool, like, but the first date, like, I knew then. I ain't gonna lie, I did.
Listen, don't be Don't be moving out of trauma. We don't want no.
No. We ain't trauma bonding. We definitely ain't
no
trauma bonding. Nah, we ain't this
Nah,
one.
like,
This one ain't trauma bonding. Now the last one might.
It sounds like you moving in the right direction. Especially like what made me feel good is that you said we had them rough conversations. Them shits be the realest conversation that you really need to have.
And when we met each other, we both kind of was on some, like not at our 100% best. So it's like
trauma bonding sometimes. That's why I'm like, make sure it ain't the
no.
Yeah.
And I know because I've been through traumatic situations. I know what trauma bonding feels like because I've been through it. But nah, it's not even that. It's just like I always say this. From any situation I ever been through, I used to look at stuff in a negative light, but now where I am in life and how elevated I've got my mind to, I never look at anything negative. I always look at, okay, that was obviously something that I needed to learn from, grow from, this and the third. So it's like now where I'm at, I can pinpoint certain stuff and be like, okay, yeah, that's red flag. I can see you. I use red flags flying. I walk right past them. Now I can see it. I can be like, okay, yeah, nah, I need to pull back from that. That's too much. So I can't say that.
Nah, that's dope. And I hope that everything goes well with this situation because I love black love. Like I like people winning at it, right? Sometimes it's not an easy fight, but you got to work at it, right?
Facts.
And I think that
and that's the thing. People don't want to work towards nothing. We don't want to work.
Yeah, people don't like to put in work.
We don't want to work.
They want to come signed, sealed, delivered in the box.
Yeah, nah, it's not happening like that.
Nah, it doesn't work like that. So I'm happy that you got the right mindset. I think it lasts long if you just keep the right mindset. You just keep working with somebody, and have somebody that wants to work with you,
and somebody that has the same mindset as you.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
we definitely are like.
I wonder how people get into relationships that have completely polar opposites. Like sometimes people don't believe in the same religion. I'm like, that shit is really kind of hard. Like I had a Muslim and a Christian come together. I'm like, that shit's kind of hard. Even though there's similarities in the religion, but it's just like, how could you go so far with somebody that you just can't fully lock in with? Like,
yeah.
And they had a kid.
No, you at some point in life, I feel like y'all gonna run into some. You're gonna run into something.
Somebody gotta convert to something. Like we both gotta get on the same page. I'm not saying
you have to be on the same page in a relationship. No relationship is gonna work if y'all not on the same page. And I stand on this. And I had to tell like the man that I'm with today. I had to tell him like I'm a firm believer that the man leads, and it's designed for me to follow. So if you're not a great leader, and that's one thing that I pay attention to most. Because all the men in my family are great leaders.
But sometimes I had to stop you there because sometimes the women, they don't see the vision and they don't want to follow, even though they don't see the vision. And that makes them hard to follow. And you could be a straight leader, but if you don't got the women, sometimes the women, you
got to leave her. Bye.
So you want to follow him to whichever way he go?
Yes.
You sure? Even if you don't see it and you
don't
like it?
I'm positive because, like I said, I can see the vision from on a small level. Mm-hmm. So I know like if he's given the opportunity on a bigger scale, what he'll do.
So it's like believing in the actual person. Because the opportunity, it could be like somebody put their money into this venture, this business venture, and it just didn't.
Listen, we throw money away all the time. You go to a section, you go outside and you spend money on a section. You don't know if you're gonna have a good time or not. You hoping you're gonna have a good time.
That's true.
Why not take the same gamble? And that's the thing. We like to gamble on what we want to gamble on.
I hear that. That makes sense. Damn, that was deep. When you let that shit sink in, we do gamble because now you get to choose which one you choosing what you want to gamble on.
And then guess what? It be that one time that a woman didn't believe in the nigga, be like, I ain't seeing it, I like that. And then guess what? Boom, tomorrow he go up and you sitting back looking like, oh my God, he bought her Birkins, he doing all this crazy shit. And but you didn't believe. Yep. You didn't stay down. You didn't want to grow. But I don't know. I can't speak for all women because like I said, I come from old school way of thinking. Like my family, everybody in my family is married and been married for years and years and years. So like I know what like love looks like real like real situations. I know what that
See,
is.
but
like,
you know what the real and people got the fake concept of what it really is. They think it's fairy tale
no.
love. Like that's
Listen,
that new shit.
every single individual in my family is married and has been married 20 plus years to the same person. They don't have kids with multiple women. They all have kids with the same person. Like that was my childhood growing up. So it's like I know what that looks like. And you know, unfortunately, some people don't have that, so they don't know. And I can, you know, I can give that to people like, you know, if you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah,
But
you got to learn.
You got to learn, and that's another thing. You have to be willing to learn.
Yeah, I think at some point in age, like excuses, you can't make the excuse that
There
you
is
don't
no
know.
more excuses because, like, I could sit here all day and be like, my daddy wasn't around, and I'm a product of my daddy did, and I didn't grow up with a daddy. I could say that all day, but guess what? I turned out perfectly fine without my daddy being around. And I can't. So I can't. You're not going to tell me I'm the stigma of.
Yep.
A child
to be a certain way.
Yeah, no, because guess what? At some point in life, I wanted to change for myself. I didn't want to be that way for my child.
Yep.
So
you got to take the matters into your own hands at some point.
Facts.
So I got a pop quiz for you.
Let's do it.
So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. It's going to be 2 questions. Or it's going to be either or, should I say. Got 2 seconds to answer them. Right? So it's really simple stuff. It ain't nothing crazy. But vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
New York or LA?
LA.
Okay. Why LA? Because you pissing me off right now. We gotta cut this conversation short.
LA only because like when I was growing up as a kid, and if my mom was here, I swear to God she'd step this. When I was growing up as a kid, I always said that I was from California. I don't know why.
Listen, New Yorkers, she been beating me up since she walked through the door.
This don't got nothing to do with that. I swear to God, this don't got nothing to do with that. This ain't got nothing to do with that.
What's your attachment to LA? Like you said, why?
I have no attachment. Okay, I guess my attachment to LA is I love water. I'm a water baby, so I love water. And I don't know. I just love the luxurious lifestyle in my head. I just always feel like
luxurious too. Big penthouses in the sky. I guess it's too many people.
Yeah.
It's dirty. It is a little bit of dirty.
I just in my head I always wanted to be like Malibu, like babe watch Malibu on the beach, running, you know, walking my dog. I don't know.
Sex in the City, like you don't remember Sex in the City?
Yeah,
that's a luxury lifestyle. They was living fancy, even though New York doesn't.
And it's funny because my man's for Cali.
Oh, okay, that's why you love Cali.
No, it has nothing to do with him. Yeah, it was before him.
Nah, but all right. So Falcons or Braves?
Braves.
Okay. Surprised, but no, I'm not surprised because Braves is the winning team.
Braves.
Waffle House or IHOP?
Waffle House.
What? Why Waffle House?
What? Why not Waffle House?
Some people like
if the cook ain't outside smoking a cigarette when I pull up, I don't even want to eat there.
Listen, some people like that
because I know it's finna to eat.
It is. I like Waffle House too, but some people like IHOP because they got
IHOP has no soul. They don't got no soul.
It's just commercial, right?
You don't got no soul. Waffle House got soul. Waffle House got like people that been the real shit. Yeah. Like when you go to Waffle House, you getting a conversation. You getting a feel for like real life while I'm getting my food.
Absolutely, and it's the after spot too. For after the club, you get to hit Waffle House up. It's like a normal situation.
We ain't no IHOP.
Bentley or G-Wagon?
G-Wagon.
Why? I know your reasons behind it.
Mercedes is like top of the line. It's like
what? You don't think the Bentley truck is top of the line?
Bentley truck is cool. I mean, but like Mercedes is like top of the line.
So G-Wagon for you?
I mean Rolls Royce and then Mercedes.
Rolls Royce. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. What about Blue Flame or Magic City?
You trying to put me on a chopping block? Damn.
Two tough ones together. Ooh, I couldn't pick.
I'm gonna say Blue Flame because I got a lot of money in there.
Yeah, I got a lot of love in Blue Flame.
I got a lot of money in there, but I love both. But
Blue Flame, yeah, I fuck with Blue Flame. And Blue Street, Greg Streets be out there too, so I fuck with Greg Streets.
Thanks.
Doing it. Spelman or Clark Atlanta?
That's hard. I'm gonna say Clark.
Why?
Cause I done had a lot of I done partied a lot, partied a lot with Clark Atlanta.
Clark Atlanta, because I really feel like that question when I ask which school, it really shows your personality. Because I pick a
Yeah, Spelman's like bougie.
Yeah, I pick one of the bougie
Clark
ones.
Atlanta is party.
Because I
Party
asked
central.
Morehouse at Clark Atlanta. Somebody picked Clark Atlanta too. So I'm like, I want to see like what the guys feel, what the girls feel, and it really
Yeah.
tells your personality. So you down to earth. All right, so I got one more that's gonna lead me into my next conversation. And this is what I really want to pick your brain about right before we leave, because we got a point in time coming up. It's called election time, right? So
Oh my God.
Kamala. Or
Oh my
Trump?
God. Oh my God. Listen, I'm not a fan of neither. Honestly and truly, I'm gonna say that I'm not a fan of neither. But what I will not stand for is somebody degrading my people or other races of people for that matter, because it's like we put too much work in to to be where we at. So ain't nobody finna make me feel like I'm less than anything.
But I got a lot of people that really are Trump supporters. Like, it's crazy. Like, this. I've
And
never seen the
honestly,
divide
and,
so
and
crazy.
honestly, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this on camera because I wasn't biased of Trump until this year, until like I've been watching and the things that I've been hearing is just like, all right, buddy, you going too far. You talk about putting 60% tax on foreign, half of everything we get in this country is foreign. So you trying to it's fuck the middle class people and all of that. It's all about the rich. It's like, you know, so it's like, and then also like with Kamala, it's like I can't really say that I'm just thrilled about what she got going on, but if it's between the two, I'm gonna lean her way.
So my thing is, we got two perspectives, right? We saw somebody in office for 4 years, and then we seen both of them in office for 4 years.
Facts.
It's who do you want? Who do you feel like?
I don't want
is the
neither
most-
one of them. I don't want neither one of them.
I
really want to go put my name on the ballot when I go or vote for Kanye.
I think America needs to be independent for a second. Like, we need to go.
That's a fact.
We need to go by ourselves.
I should have voted for Kanye when he was running for president. I'm sorry, Kanye. If you're watching this, I should have voted for you. Seriously.
I think Kanye would have did a better job.
No, he definitely
I'm
would
like,
have
yo,
did a
what
better
could
job.
Kamala do that she hasn't already had a chance to do?
You was
I'm
vice
like,
president.
I
so
don't
it's
know.
like it's
But do I want people to hate me? Like, you know what I mean? While
I
I'm
don't
living
care.
in
Like
the next 4 years.
Me
with
personally,
Trump, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't. Me personally, it's like I live in my truth, so I don't care what you think because at the end of the day, I live in my bubble. You don't pay my bills. You don't live in my house with me. So whoever I do choose,
I really
whatever.
don't think it's gonna make a difference too much. I mean, it will, but it won't because
I don't want to
like,
say that because I got some of my aunties that probably might see this and then, you know, they think the old school way we done fought, we done marched.
I know.
Talking about it don't make a difference. We got slapped and water sprayed on us for this
I
shit.
think that's the pressure that we have on us right now when it's not even about that. I mean, it is about that. I'm not going to sit here and take anything from my ancestors that really put in work.
See, this is
for us to
another
get to-
thing
but
about
I feel like we got the pressure of the ancestors versus what's going on
shout
today.
out to my podcast coming soon because we finna get to start having uncomfortable conversations.
Because I'm like, man, I got to be pressured by my ancestors. And I'm like, yo, there's no options right now. So why should I have to vote for something if there's no options right now? I feel like
Honestly, I want to give up my citizenship and go live in Indonesia and just, you know,
Yeah, I'm out of here.
that's where I
I'm
really
going
would
Ghana.
like
I'm
to
out of here.
go.
So Africa's
Yeah.
my next spot. You know, I want to get out of here. Now you fine. So I appreciate you for, you know, joining me today. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I
Thank
hope
you
that
for
will
having
come
me.
back.
Of course,
again, you know,
whenever you want me to come back.
Thank you. But I have one more thing. So I normally do a segment called School 'em, right? School 'em, right?
Okay.
Based on the university type of theme, right? But I want you to just give the audience something that you would want them to take from you and this interview, right? Give them some type of knowledge, something that you can give them that they can take from it, if you don't mind.
If you can't take anything from me, consistency is the biggest thing that I've ever struggled with in my life. And it took me 35 years to get to where I am to be consistent with where I am. Be consistent. Stay persistent with anything you do because you can't succeed with anything without consistency. Um, read. Read. Reading takes 10 seconds out of your day. Read a book, 10 pages a day. You know what I'm saying? I devoted myself to reading 12 books a year. That's one book per month. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that. Read. Like, we have to start educating ourselves because nobody's going to tell us. Nobody's going to educate us. Nobody's going to do none of that. And they want us to stay stupid. They want us to stay dumbfounded and everything. Read. They say if you want to hide something from a black person, put it in a book, and they never lie. I put $100 in a book just to see before. Mm-hmm. So read. Educate yourself. Stay consistent. Stay persistent. And love yourself. Even when don't nobody love you. Love yourself.
Yes.
That's all I can give.
That is so dope. Thank you so much for that. I think people could get a lot from that, right?
I hope so.
That's what they need right now. Everybody trying to be like somebody else nowadays. So I think loving yourself.
Yeah, and be yourself. You're right.
Yes,
Because everybody trying to be somebody else. Be yourself.
So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I would definitely love to have you back someday.
Thank you.
Hopefully we can do this again. But yeah, thank you guys for joining in the KLM University. Hopefully you guys like this episode. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to keep coming with some more dope artists, dope
y'all
guests,
like,
dope everything.
subscribe, and share the content.
Hey.